Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our church tonight. Our medium this evening is Sonia. Welcome, Sonia. And online waiting in the web for those of you watching online. I'll now ask Sonia to open for us in prayer, and that will be followed by the Lord's Prayer.
Right. Heavenly Father, we ask you to open our body in love, joy and happiness. We ask that those who need that need the love and light most receive tonight. We ask that the energy in this room goes to you for you to use wherever you feel fit. We ask in the name of love, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I will now light our church candle and invite those of you watching online to join us tonight and light a candle at home if you can. And as we do this, I invite loved ones in spirit to draw close to us now, so that we may feel their presence and their love all around us. May this candle be the light to lighten us all. May it be the light of strength and love that spreads all around the world. The fire that enables us to burn out our pride, our selfishness, and the impurities that are within us. May it be the flame that brings warmth into our hearts, warmth towards our families, our friends, our neighbours, and all those around us and those we meet on our life's journey, and all those who need it most. I ask you to join me now in sending out love, light, and healing to all those in need. Healing thoughts and prayers create a strong energy that can reach all around the world to all the people and places that need it most. I'll begin by reading the names from our church and then offer a healing prayer. And now our prayers are asked for Robert, Jake, Linda, Leanne, Lucy, Danny, Sue, Lisa, Debbie, Donna, Christine, Bob, Darren, Darren, Claire, Jimmy, Lorraine, Pat, Ron, Joan, Veronica, Heather, Kim, Roger Walton, Margaret Giles, John Holmes, Leo, Anna Mark, Iris, Paul, Sonic the Bird, Kitty, Justin, Kim, Jenny, David, Tina, Maggie, Hazel, Justin, Charlie, Martin, Joyce, Margaret, Darren, Michelle, Billy, and Lynn. And healing for Born, Spencer, Brenda Forster, Susie, and her cat Wendy, and Paul. Pam and Alan, Charlie, and Sandra, and I think I've got you all. Dear Heavenly Father, now to send out our thoughts of healing, love, and light around the world to all those who need healing, both physically and emotionally. And we ask that they will reach all around the world and protect our animal kingdom as well, and the world of nature that is all around us. We pray for that our energy may reach those who are cold or homeless tonight, and all those less fortunate than ourselves, wherever they may be. May our thoughts and energy tonight bring love, calm, and peace to everyone. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Saviour. Amen. We will now have 1 minute silence so that you can send out your own personal thoughts and prayers to all those in need, those whose names we read, and any may be in your private thoughts at this moment. This will be broken by the singing, Gracious Spirit, the words of which are in the front of your hymn. I will now ask Peter to bring us forward.
Evening all those with us online. Tonight's reading relates to the resurrection of the body from the grave. I believe that the grave is a waiting place for the spiritual body, and our physical body returns to the earth are one of the four elements: air, earth, fire, or the water. Our spiritual body is raised much by the fifth element. Genesis tells us that the first man is from the dirt and dust of the earth, and the material body returns to the dust. Arriving by God, remember the representation of the God. The Holy Spirit, when Jesus healed the blind man using just the earth to make mud, and when the man washed it off, he was cured. This was recent reading we put in about that particular scripture. As a Christian Spiritualist church, we consider our Bible readings as an important part of our service. It is as current today as it was when first written. The more I delve into it, the more it demonstrates our journey through many lifetimes. It demonstrates our many weaknesses that we have to overcome. I will try to pick up some of these points in future readings. Keep in mind that the story of the Bible is about people, their depths and their heights. It will also cover hymns, their origin, and their power to teach us through song and a great healing power. The reading tonight is taken from 1 Corinthians, the resurrection of the body. It's worth bearing in mind that each section refers back to another part of the Bible. In this reading, we are taken back to the beginning, in other words, Genesis, dealing with God's creations. It also brings to mind of God's creation of man, firstly from the dust of the earth, human or humus of the earth, and then in spirit, establishing our two parts to note. The spirit of humans are raised. The Christ Jesus ascends. Quite different explanations. Also note the seed in all things have to be sown to produce product. Man is no different. Spirit, of course, descends into man. Remember the dove, we have it there. The resurrection of the body, 1 Corinthians 15, 35 to 53. But someone will ask, how are the dead raised? With what kind of body will they come? How foolish. What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. When you sow, you do not plant the body that will be, but just a seed, perhaps of wheat or of something else. But God, he has determined, and to each kind of seed, he gives its own body. Not all flesh is of the same. People have one kind of flesh, animals another, birds and fish another. There are all heavenly bodies, and there are earthly bodies. But the splendor of the heavenly body is one kind, and the splendor of the earthly bodies is another. The sun was one kind of splendor, the moon another, the stars another, and star differs from star in splendor. So will it be with the resurrection of the dead. The body that is sown is perishable. It is raised imperishable. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown as a natural body. It is raised as a spiritual body. If there is a natural body, there's also a spiritual body. So it is written. The first man, Adam, became a living being. The last Adam, a life-giving spirit. The spiritual did not come first, but the natural, and after that, the spiritual. The first man was of the dust of the earth. The second man is of heaven. As was the earthly man, so are those who are of the earth. And as of the heavenly man, so are those who are of the heaven. And just as we have borne the image of the earthly man, so shall we bear the image of the heavenly man. I declare to you, brothers and sisters, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, nor does the perishable inherit the imperishable. Listen, I tell you, we will not all sleep, all be changed in a flash, in the blinking of an eye, and at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised and imperished, and we will be changed. For the perishable must clothe itself with the imperishable, and the mortal with the immortal. God bless that reading, and thank you.
It's now time for those of you watching us online to leave us and join Rob, and we'll guide you through the rest of our service tonight. We thank you for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. God bless you and good night.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Jackie Edwards, as you can see there. I'd like to start this evening with a little thought about how my week has been. It's to say it's been challenging is an understatement. But I know that some things are sent to try us, and some things are sent to make us try harder. And this week certainly has. I was supposed to have worked on Friday, but for some unknown reason, I come down with some terrible bug and I couldn't work. And a friend of mine stepped in, who has been having a few problems himself, I'm sure he don't mind me saying. And he's lost his faith in himself. Now, this was quite funny because he stepped in a little bit hesitant, but his evening was absolutely phenomenal. So it's really weird about how spirit work and how they make the pathways come to you rather than you find the pathways. And I guess what I'm trying to say to you guys is sometimes you feel as if there's nothing that's going right for you. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, you're doing everything right. It's just the fact that sometimes spirit has a little different for your path. And once you've been through all these problems and turmoils and setbacks, when you look back, you think, well, if that happened when I wanted it to, then this wouldn't have happened. And this is a lot better than that would have been. So I'm hoping I'm making myself a little bit clearer. But I guess it's just having the faith that spirit know exactly what we need rather than what we think we want. It's not what we want, it's what spirit know we need. So God bless for that. Okay, now for those of you who haven't seen me work, I am a direct medium. That means I look at names that are coming up on the side. I've written a few down just in case I lost some of you. I do know I've noticed some of the names here that I've seen before, and I do. I thank you all for joining me again. I'll explain to you how spirit are working with me. I have my guide on this side. Now he makes me lean my head this way sometimes, and also he makes my hand go a bit jiggy. So forgive me if I put you off with little things like that. But also I have spirit that line up through my living room wall here, and they're starting to line up. I've had this lady here, who is the first one in the queue, and she's a little lady, and and I'm just trying to find out where I'm going. And I believe it's with Chloe Borum. So Chloe, if you're still with me, can you please let me know that you can hear me okay? And then I can get on with connecting to this lady I have here. So Chloe, if you can just type down hi or something to that manner, that shows me that you are with me, because I don't want to go off on a tangent and then find out. Hi, hello. I'm a bit of a talker. Sorry about that. I do tend to waffle a lot. Hello, Chloe. Right, I have this lady here, and I do feel she's in the nan vibration. Forgive me if that doesn't ring right with you, but I do feel she's with that kind of vibration. Now, she's a little lady. She's little, but she's a little bit wide, if that makes a little sense to you. She's got white hair, and she's got the most wonderful smile, the smile that would light up a room. And she's got one of these jolly faces that is really round, and she's got these little red cheeks she's got here. So oh, lovely, thank you very much, my darling. Now she's coming forward this evening because she knows that you're going through something a bit tough for you to deal with, a little bit like my message started with. And she's just saying you just got to persevere with what's going on around you, Chloe, because she knows that it's a little bit of an uphill struggle with you at the moment. And it's not anything that you've done wrong. As I said before, it's not anything you've done wrong or any pathway you're taking wrong. It's just the fact that Spirit are just helping you get into the place where you need to be. Now, it doesn't make sense to you at all, because this is really hard work for you, and she understands this, but she wants you to know that everything is going to be okay. That's really important for her to get through to you, that things will work out as you want them to. But you have to have a little bit more faith. That's really weird that I've said this to start with, but you've got to have a little bit more faith in yourself, in your own perseverance, for one, because normally you haven't got that much of a perseverance. Okay, I'm not saying that you're lazy, please, no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's something that you don't have a lot of patience to keep hold of things for a longer time. You just want to get things done like yesterday, and I can understand that, because when I've got something I want to do, I want to do it like yesterday, and it's all rush for me. But what your nan is saying, what your granny is saying, please just slow down, take a breath, and understand that each step is a positive one. Even if it feels like you're going back 3, they are going in a positive direction, because I feel this has been going on for at least 2 months, this. And if you look back to where you began at the very beginning, you will realize how far you have come regarding this issue. Okay. And I do feel that this issue is around a personal level. So we're not going to go into any of that. I know Nan would like to tell me, but I'm not going to divulge anything like that on such a public forum. But she is letting me know that each step is going to be a positive one, and you've just got to have more faith in yourself to know that you know what you've got to do. Okay, my darling. She also wants to give you the name of Dave. I don't know whether you know the name of Dave. If not, do not worry about names. When I'm working, there's so many spirit who want to get through that sometimes they just throw out names that I hear. But when I hear them and I'm given a message, I have to give that name. So if you understand the name of Dave, you can take it. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Clever lady. Okay. She's such a clever lady, your gran. Okay. She also wants to say to you that does the name of Tina mean anything to you, my darling? I'm not sure whether that means anything to you, because I'm not really sure whether this was her, whether it's someone else, but I've also heard the name of Tina. Okay. But she wants to give you the number 16. Now, number 16 could either be the 16th of the month, or it could be the number 16 door, or it could be the 1st of June or the 6th of January. So if you just look into that number 16, she just gave me that. Okay, my darling. You can take a friend with the name of Tina. Thank you very much. So this friend who's Tina, Gran knows that they're going through a bit of a troubling time as well. And 6th of January. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay. Gran knows that this friend of yours, Tina, is going through a bit of a hard time as well. And she's just asking you just to put up a little prayer for her. Whenever you can, just send her some positive healing. And that would be absolutely wonderful for your friend, because it will help her, and have that connection with spirit will also help you, because I do feel that you do hear or see, or possibly both, spirit, but you doubt yourself as to whether you're really doing that. Okay. Please believe that if you hear or see anything that it isn't something you're thinking of, that is usually spirit, my darling. Okay. So just trust your inner self, trust your instincts. Now, Gran just wants you to know that, oh, have you got a sister in spirit, my darling? Okay. Can you just confirm whether you've got a sister in spirit, my sweet, before I carry on with this? Because it might be someone else that's popping in. Okay, so can you just confirm or otherwise if you have a sister in spirit? Now, this sister in spirit could either have been just touched the earth plane, or gone. Your mother may have had a miscarriage. Yes, fantastic. Oh, it's not horrible. No, it's not fantastic. Your mum had a miscarriage. It's fantastic that I've got that connection with your sister. Okay, now your sister just wants you to know that she's walking with every step you're taking. She's almost being your life's coach in a way, because I do feel this would have been I feel this would have been an older sister. Do you understand that, my darling? And she has oh, you have a little girl in spirit as well. Oh, bless your heart, my darling. My heart goes out to you. Okay, your sister just wants you to know that she is walking within your steps with you. But also, as you've said that, your gran has just gone off and collected this wonderful little girl, and she's got these beautiful golden ringlets, and she's absolutely that she's such a beautiful little thing. She's got white cherub face. Okay, so she's not older. That's fine. She's still walking within your footsteps. But I know that this little girl that your nana's got, she's got the wonderful golden hair and a beautiful cherub face, and she just wants to say, "I love you, mummy." Okay, so I really hope that helps you in a little way of making you a little bit stronger in your next journey along your pathway, Chloe. God bless to you, and I hope everything that you're going through will get easier for you. I know it will. And I take your love of your nan to you, for love of your gran and your daughter and your sister, and lots of love to you from them. Okay, my darling. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's have a quick slurp before I carry on. Let's see who we're going to go to next. We've got a gentleman standing here, so I want to make sure I get the right. Okay, Chris Gill. Chris Gill, if you can let me know you're here, my love. Chris Gill, if you can just tap down that you're here with me, Chris. I'd be very grateful. Chris, can you please let me know whether you're here? Because I do have a gentleman here that's standing here that wants to connect with you. Chris, please, if you can just let me know you're still here, or they've popped off to make a cup of tea. If you can hear me, can you come back and just let me know you're here? Because I do have a gentleman here, and if you don't come back and tell me that you're here, I may have have to put you just on hold for a little while I've got other people, because I know time is of an essence on these evenings. So Chris, I'll give you one more shout. Chris, if you can let me know that you're here, Chris. Okay, Chris, don't worry, you will get this message, because I will ask this gentleman just to take a step back, and just take a step back. And one more shout, because he's asking me to go. Chris Hill, please let me know if you're here. No, okay, my darling. I'll ask. Can you just step back, darling? I'll ask this gentleman to step back because I know he does want to connect with you. So I'll just ask him to step back, and he's just stepping back at the moment. Right, okay. So we now have a lady who's here now. Who have we got here? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go to Mandy Mills, please. Mandy Mills. I have a lady who is connecting with me for you, Mandy, and I do feel this is on a mother's vibration. So, Mandy, I've maybe just given me those hearts. If you can let me know that you're still here, just give me a little hello or something, please. I'd be very grateful. Mandy Mills. Hello. Thank you. I have a lady who is here. Can you confirm as to whether your mum's in spirit, my darling? Because I do feel this lady is on the mum's vibration. Now, if it's not your mum, then it is someone who is like a mum, like similar to a mum, if that makes sense. Who's like a mum to you? That's the word I was trying to work out. Yes, mum has passed. Thank you. Okay, now I thought it was mum because it comes through with that beautiful pure love that mum's got. Okay, my darling. She's come through with an awful lot of love for you because it's almost overwhelming. It's took my breath away for a little while, but she just wants to say first and foremost that she's so very, very proud of how you've managed to keep it all together lately, and how you've managed to get over this big hump in your personal pathway. If you can let me know, that was she was your best friend. How beautiful is that? She comes through with so much love, but she just wants to say that she is so very, very proud of the way that you have held it all together over this little bump you've had over in your yeah, you can take that, lovely. Okay, because she's let me know that it would have been so easy for you to just said, oh, bother, or those words to those that I can't say on these evenings. I just can't deal with it, and but you kept with it. And she's saying how wonderful it is that you just kept hold of the situation and made it yours to deal with, because it could have very well have it just exploded around you. But she just wants you to know that she's really proud of the way that you have dealt with things. I'm listening to her talking, and she's, I want to let her know how pleased I am. She's dealt with it so well. That's why I kept on getting my words mixed up. Okay. But she also wants you to know that you've come from from very tough cloth, as she puts it. You've come from a good breed of women who have had to fight for what they believe and fight for what they want in their lives. And she was no different to what you are at the moment. And it's just as if it's been, almost want to scream, just leave me alone, or just stop it, just give me a breath to take. But you've done it, you've gone through it, and you've managed to do it. And now you've done that, it's made you feel more powerful within yourself, because you doubted yourself. You doubted that you that could get through these things like mum did. Okay, my darling. But she just wants you to know that she taught you well. That's what she's saying. I taught her well, she's saying. Okay. She's having a little bit of a giggle to herself, because there was times where I feel like screaming the situation. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. She was making me feel like you just wanted to scream and just throw your hands up and just say, oh, I don't want to do it no more. Okay. Now, she also wants you to know that the person who was making this situation isn't worth worrying about anymore. Put them in the something bucket and move on. She had quite colourful language. Okay, because that's quite funny, because it's something she would have said as well. So just put them in that bucket and move on. Don't worry about them, because they're dealt with. Nothing to worry about anymore. You're better than them. You dealt with the situation and they just caused it. So to them, okay. Now, she also wants to give me July as a very important month around you both. I want to say around you both, so whether it's around the family, but she wants you to know that Mum had a loose tongue. Yes, she did. She hasn't lost that, my darling. In spirit, she has still got that that straight to the point, colourful language, and it's quite funny, because I have to be very careful what I pass on, because it's not July's your birthday. Fantastic. Okay. And your mum's birthday. Absolutely. And your dad said, oh, how wonderful she got that through to you, my darling. Okay. She wants to give you 29 as well. So another 29 is anything to go with, whether it's the 29th of the month, or whether it could be the 2nd of September or the 9th of February. So 29 she wants to give you. Okay, 29. She also wants you to know that she has been to visit you, and it was her that you felt around you. I want to say 3 days or 3 nights ago. You felt as if you had that feeling, Mum, you know, that kind of feeling you get when you get like a 29th, it's your daughter's birthday. Oh, she's such a clever lady, this mum of yours. She's so clever. To get that connection through to you is absolutely brilliant. I love her. She makes my job so much easier. Oh, you felt cold. Well, that was her, my darling, because she's making my arm go very, very cold. Got a blast of cold air right now, but she's making me feel very, very cold. But she wants you to know that whenever you feel that, it's because her energy is very, very close to yours. Okay. Now, I think she said all she wanted to say, because she's just gone like that now. So whether she's decided that's it, I've had enough now, I'm done. That's it. Okay. So please take her love. Oh, you're cold now. Oh, bless. Well, it must mean that she's with you. That's why she's done with me. Okay. So she just wants you to know that she loves you unconditionally, and she always will do. She's proud of you. And she's so very proud that you're still having that connection with her, because you do talk to her every day, even if it's to a photograph. She hears every single word, Mandy. She really does. Hears every word. So take her love, and you know that she's always with you. And now you know that's her calling card. You'll know you can say hello, Mum, when you feel that. Okay, my darling. Thank you so much for linking with me this evening. Your mum is an absolute scream. I love her to bits. So please take her love, and take mine also. Lots of love to you, my darling. Thank you for working with me. Okay, now then, what have we got here? Who have we got here? Is Chris Gill back yet? Is Chris Gill back yet? So I still have this gentleman who wants to link with Chris. Calling out for Chris Gill. If you can let me know if you're here, please, Chris. Because I have got this gentleman here, and he really does want to say something. If not, I'm going to have to move on. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Mandy. That's very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Lots of love. Okay. Okay. Now then, who have we got here? Oh, okay. I've got a young man here, and I do feel that he is with who are we with? No one on here, so it must be okay. Kerry Mack. If you're here, please, my darling, let me know. It's almost like me singing then. I didn't hear me singing. Kerry, if you can just let me know that you're here, and then I can link in with this young man. Kerry Mack. Hello. Thank you, darling. Thank you very much. Okay, I do have a young man standing here, and I do feel he would have been in his 20s. Would you be aware of a young man in his 20s in the spirit world, my darling? If you can just let me know, yes or no, and then I can carry on with this link, my darling. So if you can let me know, he's quite a slim man. Oh, lovely, thank you. He's quite a slim man. He's got dark hair, very slim face. He's not skinny, but he's very, very slim and very tall. Well, I'm 5'1", so anyone over that is anyone over that is tall to me. So this gentleman is quite slim, quite tall, and is got dark hair. So if you can just, so it's it's your friend. Okay, my darling. Okay, now. I didn't feel he was linked to you by blood. That's what I did feel. He was linked to you as in a friend, my darling. So we are on the right wavelength. Okay, my darling. Okay, now then, I do feel that he wants you to know that. What do you want to say? You can't just start and then stop, my darling. Okay. He was a very gentle soul. He only said things when he had something to say. And at the moment, he's just standing there, and I know that he needs to link with you. Okay, Chris, I'll be with you very shortly. I'm just linking in with Kerry at the moment. If you can just stay there, my darling, because I do have someone here for you. Okay. So, Kerry, this gentleman is here, and he just wants you to know that can you confirm if you've got a son, my darling, please? Can you confirm if you have a son, my darling? Or would this be a brother? Okay, it's either a son or a brother. Okay, do you understand that? Kerry, if you can you understand if you've either got a son or a brother that would have been linked to this gentleman as well? No, you haven't. Okay, because I do feel that he's been around a younger man, a younger lad that's been around you. So I don't know whether would this be his son? His son? Would you know if whether he has a son, my love, that he's left here on the earth plane? I know it's very vague, but I do feel he needs to get something to this young man. Do you understand? My sister is linked to him. Would be his nephew, right? That's the one then. Okay, because I do feel that if it's one of the youngest nephew is having a few issues with sleeping at night. Do you understand that, my darling? He's having a few issues with sleeping at night. He keeps waking up crying. And I do feel it's because he's starting to see spirit and he's not really sure what he is seeing. Can you understand that, Kerry? Please, if you can let me know. Because I do feel that this young man is letting me know that you're not sure, but you can find out. Okay, I'll just carry on with this, my darling, because it may be quite important that you get this through to your sister. The younger nephew isn't sleeping very well. He wakes up crying, and it's nothing that he's being scared of. It's just that he doesn't understand who it is, and it's someone in his room. Okay, but if you can just have a little talk. I don't know if you can really talk to a youngster like that, because I feel this youngster would be quite young. Can you just let your sister know that it's nothing that is wrong with him? It's just the fact that he's starting to link with spirit, and I do feel that he's always been quite spiritual himself, and I do feel that your sister is quite spiritual as well, and it's come down in the generation. But I also feel, Kerry, that you are quite spiritual as well. Now, I had to get this gentleman through because he come through, but as I'm linking with you, my darling, I do have a lady here, and she does come through with mother's love, but I do feel she's more like a nan, and she would have been like a second mum to you. Do you understand that? Can you understand that, Kerry? If you can understand like a gran or a nan being like a mum to you, because I do feel this lady would have had a lot to do with your not your upbringing, but you, yes, my nanny, thank you very much. Because this lady's popped in, and she just wants you to know that you're going down the right pathway now, because you've changed, and you wasn't really sure as to whether your life's changed, that you've changed, is the right one, because it's so different. It doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. Okay. But she wants you to know that although it's different, it is going to work out better, because your pathway that you was on was almost like going same. There was absolutely no way to change anything within your circle, okay? Within your circle of life, if that makes sense. And you've changed the direction in some way, whether it be your work or your private life. You've changed direction, Kerry, if you can just confirm that. And she just wants you to know that you've changed it in the right direction. So please don't worry too much that it's feeling different, because it's supposed to be different, she's saying. You've asked for more challenges, you've got them. So she's just, I think she's talking about family member, okay. But she just wants you to know that be very careful what you wish for, because what you put up into the universe, you do get. So you have to be very careful in what you wish for, my darling, okay. Thank you for, I'm sorry it's not been entirely for you, Kerry, but those two messages were really important to get through. And thank you so much for linking with me, my love. And I do appreciate that. God bless you. Okay. Okay, now, Chris, if you can pop up again to let me know that you're around. Chris, if you can let me know you're around, please. I've got this gentleman who's been standing here very, very patient. And he's really, really, thank you, my darling. Thank you so much for coming back. I have this gentleman here, and I do feel this gentleman, I'll describe him. He would have been, I don't want to say the B word. He would have been follically challenged on the top, but he would have had a little bit round the sides here. Now, he would have had quite pronounced cheekbones. And I do feel he comes through with an awful lot of love, my darling, okay? So can you understand a gentleman like this? Would this be either your husband or your dad, please? Because it's that kind of love, that deep, deep love that he's coming through with, Chris. If you can just let me know whether I'm correct in getting that connection. Sounds like father-in-law. Oh, lovely, thank you. Because dads come through, whether they're fathers by blood or fathers by marriage, they all come through with that father's love. Okay, my darling. Now, this gentleman has been standing here quite patiently, bless his heart. He would have been a very patient man on the earth plane, and he hasn't changed since he's been over. He's a very patient man, but he also wants to say that your husband is very, very much like his dad as well. He's patient, but when his patience is tested, he can snap quickly. Not in a bad way, but just get things over and done with, finished with. Okay. Do you understand that at all, Chris? Because I do feel there's been something that's been testing your husband to the brink of him nearly snapping. He's not quite gone there yet, but his dad wants you to know that he's not going to reach that point of him patient is like less. Thank you. But your father-in-law just wants me to let you know that although your husband is getting to the point of wanting to snap, he's going to be able to keep it all in, and that's going to surprise you, because he's patient to a point, but you're going to be surprised of how he deals with the situation, because you thought he was going to snap long before now, and he's surprised himself as well. Okay, and Dad's just saying it's because he's been putting his influence around him to make him calmer, to keep him from popping, shall we say. Okay, now your father-in-law just wants me to let you know. I'm going to say Dad because he keeps on saying Dad. Okay, because he very much looked on you as a daughter, and he was so happy to welcome you into the family. Okay. He has several health conditions. Okay, that makes me understand as to why his dad's been around and giving him healing then, and giving him a lot of energy. So he's been helping him. Okay, my darling. But that is also saying that he has to start listening to what's being said to him by his GP, doctors, etc. Because at the moment he's not really taking everything on board as he should do, because if he did, then things would start to get a little bit more under control, if that makes sense. Now, I understand this, that with your father-in-law, he went over, I feel, in his late 50s. That's how I feel. Forgive me if that's no, he ignores it. Yeah, he does ignore it. So this is why his health is sort of doing up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, my darling, it's because he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Now, am I right in saying that your father-in-law passed away in his late 50s? Because that's Harry's coming to looking at me at the moment. Now, if he didn't, forgive me, but that's how he's appearing to me now. So, no, he was quite a bit older. Okay, so would I be right in saying that your husband is late 50s, early 60s then, please? Because he's making me feel that's important. That age is important. Young at heart, yes, I can feel that from him, my darling. Okay, he wants me to give you September, my darling. September, that's important. Okay, and he wants to give. No, he's 75. Okay, not to worry about that. That's just a feeling I got. Perhaps he's gone back to his late 50s, early 60s, because that must be where he felt the best when he was on the earth plane, and that's where he felt the best. Okay, going on 60. Yeah, exactly. Bless you. Can take birthday in September. Marvelous. Thank you very much. What else have you got, my sweet? Can you? I know your name is Chris. Can you take another name, Chris, but a male Christopher, please? Can you take the name Christopher, please? And I know that your name is Chris. Can you take the name Christopher, please? If you can let me know. But it's also given me October as well, October. And I want to feel that's around the 10th. I know it's the 10th month. I want to say the 10th of October. So, oh yes, you can take another Chris. Okay. So would that be the October link with this Christopher, my darling? October birthday. Thank you very much. So around this Christopher, would this Christopher be on the earth plane still? because I do feel that this Christopher would still in the earth plane. Do you understand that, please? Yes, okay. And I also feel this Christopher is also going through a few, I don't want to say health issues, I'm going to say a few life issues with him at the moment. But your father-in-law just wants you to know that everything is going to work out okay. So if you can just get a little message to him to say that he's just got to persevere for a little bit longer, and then it will all work out. It's as if he's waiting for something to happen, but it will happen. But he's got to be more patient. He's chomping at the bit. Okay. I'm going to leave it with that, my darling, because I do feel that there's other people that want to come through. But thank you so much for coming back, Chris. I do appreciate that. Take your father-in-law's love, and I do hope that your husband starts listening. Slap on the hand for him if he does not. And please take his love, okay? And please give his love to your husband also. Lots of love to you, my darling. Thank you so much. Okay. So what we got now? That's it. Okay. Now then. Okay. Denise Crosby, if you can just let me know that you're around still, please, Denise. Hello, Denise. Hello, Denise. Hello, Denise Crosby. Hello, darling. Right, okay. I do feel that I have now. This lady's come through to me, and now I feel this would be mum. Do you understand mum in spirit, Denise? Okay. Denise, do you understand mum in spirit, my love? If you can just let me know, then I can carry on. It's either mum or nan, but I do feel, okay, it's not mum. So would this be your nan then? Because they're very, very similar in looks to you, my darling. Do you understand that? And this lady, do you understand, nan? Thank you very much. Right, okay. Now, I do feel that nan would have been quite a feisty lady, and she wouldn't have suffered falls gladly. Do you understand that, Denise? Because I do feel that the fruit hasn't fallen very far from the tree, if that makes sense, and that you're a little bit like that yourself. You can be a little bit feisty as well when it's needed. Do you understand that? And I do feel that your feistiness has had to come through lately, and I do feel this is around a situation revolving around family. You've had to really put your foot down with a firm hand. And okay, now Nanny is also saying to me that with the family, I don't want to say problems, but with the family issues around you, she just wants you to know that you are doing the right thing as putting your foot down like that, my love, because someone has to, and you, unfortunately, it's dropped on your doorstep as it was. You've got to sort this out now. I do also feel this is a lot to do around mum. I don't think it's with mum, but I feel it's around mum. Do you understand that, my darling? Can you just let me know if these I don't want to say problems, the issues are not with mum but around mum. Do you understand that, my darling? Please, can you just let me know, Denise? Because I do feel that Nan just wants you to know that these issues have not been caused by mum. Oh, you don't understand that, my darling? Okay. Do you understand an issue? You don't understand any issues around mum? Okay. Would this be mother-in-law then, my love? Okay. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't see your mum. That must be the issues that are around your mum. Then there's been something that's been either been brought up, or someone's mentioned something, or someone's brought something up that you've had to get your feisty side on. Do you understand that, my darling, regarding your mum? I know you said you don't see your mum, but I didn't say it was with your mum. I said it was around your mum. So can you understand a situation where someone has said something either regarding your mum or said something about, and you said, I don't want to know, I don't want to know, I'm not interested, and you just had to put that feisty side up. Do you understand that, my darling? Please let me know, because I'd really appreciate that, because I do feel that Nanya's just saying to you, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing as to not wanting to know what's going on, because you've been down that road before, and it's almost as if it's been instigated by mum to get your attention. And you went down that little rabbit hole before, and it just wasn't a nice place to be. So now you just say, no, not interested. I don't want to know. So then I can't be involved. And Nan just wants you to know that you have done the right thing, because you felt a little bit, you didn't feel guilty because you'd gone way past that. Okay. But you wondered as whether you'd done the right thing, because the person that you said it to was a little bit taken back. Oh, okay. Wasn't really sure how to take it. But Nan just wants you to know you've done the right thing, my love. Okay, because she's doing the two big thumbs up to you. And she's saying she's a little bit embarrassed to call her daughter, and that you was more like the daughter she wanted to have, if that makes sense, my darling. Okay. Now, Nanny's given me April around you. So I don't know if you understand April around you. But she wanted to give me 16, which is quite funny because that's my mum's birthday, 16th of April. So she also wants you to have 16th of April. So if you can understand that, my darling, that would be brilliant. But she's also given you December as well. And I want to say the middle of December. So around about the 18th, something like that. Okay. No, not really. Okay. Not to worry about that, my love. Don't worry. So you don't know anything about April. Okay. Don't worry about that. Then it must be around what's happening around with your mum, but you don't want to know that. That's fine. Okay. Now, Denise, I also want to say to you, oh, okay, whose birthday has it been? Has it been a gentleman's birthday lately? Because I do feel I want to say happy birthday to someone. I want to say happy birthday. So it's either someone's birthday either just been or just coming up. Okay, so if you can let me know. December is your granddaughter's birthday. Brilliant. Okay. But I do feel there's been another birthday since then or coming up as well. So so your nan wants to say happy birthday to your granddaughter, which your son-in-law. Brilliant. Thank you very much. And so this is your nan just saying happy birthday to these people, okay, which is really sweet of her, to be honest. It's really lovely. Okay. Now, what else have we got? Can I also confirm that when you look in the mirror sometimes you see your nan overshadowing, or when you're concentrating not at your face, perhaps if you're doing something, perhaps doing your hair or brushing your teeth, and you're not really thinking about anything, but then you see your nan's face, and it's almost as if you go, oh my goodness, and then it just goes back to yours. Do you understand that, my darling? Because I do feel that your nan is becoming that close to you that she's becoming part of you as well, and she's just doing this to give you the strength that you need just to keep your resolve. Okay, my darling, you don't think so? Look out for that, my love. Well, don't look out for it, because if you look out for it, it won't work. Sometimes when we're not really looking, we all of a sudden we see someone else's face on the mirror, okay, or on our face. It's not the fact that we're looking like that, because my mum used to do that to me. She'd think, oh my God, I look like my mother. And then I come back to me. Okay, so just look out for that, my darling, but not literally look out for it. Because I know that she's going to be coming that close. But she also strokes your face at night time, and that gives you that feeling of either like a hair. Okay, you put up in the mirror today. Brilliant. Okay, so that's absolutely brilliant. So that may be something that she's gonna look into a later date, my darling. Okay, they're very nosy in the spirit world. They know it all. Okay, my darling. Take her love, and she's really pleased that you've put your foot down, and she's really pleased that you stood your ground. And she just wants to give you lots of kisses, okay? And she would have given you one of these big hugs, and she just wants to give you that as well, okay? Big hug to you and lots of love, okay? Thank you very much for working with me, Denise. Okay. I have to do one more before I go, and I do feel I'm with Fiona. Now, Fiona, if you can just let me know that you're here, my darling. Fiona Rosen. Fiona, if you can let me know. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Fiona. Hello, my darling. Hi, my love. I see your name go up, and I have to do one really quick one before we leave tonight. And I asked for a name to pop up, and yours popped up straight away. So it was meant to be. And I do feel that I have. Do you understand? Do you understand your dad in spirit, my darling? Your dad in spirit, my sweet. Because I have a gentleman just literally just coming running through my wall, and it's just coming right up. Do you understand, my darling? Can you just type down yes or no, so I know that who this gentleman is? Can you understand a gentleman? Yes, dad's in spirit. He's very much like your dad. He would have had one of these faces that when he smiled, his whole face lit up, and he would have had one of these laughs that when he laughed, his whole body shook, and it made when he laughed, everyone else had to laugh with him. He had one of those infectious laughs, and he just wants you to know that he wants to give you that feeling of laughter at this moment, because he wants to lift you up, my love, because he does feel that you've been a little bit down lately. Okay, and he has felt your energies being down, and he just wants you to never met my dad, but I maybe like him. Bless him. Oh, bless you, darling. He is very much like you, my darling. Looking at you is like looking at him, but apart from the hair, he has none. Okay, my darling. But he has one of these personalities that would have. They always say the best ones are taken first, and that's probably why he was taken so early, because he was needed. But he is such a lovely soul. He's just a gentle soul, but he wants to give you this this upliftment to you, my darling, because he does feel that at the moment you've been knocked down a few times, and it's really hard to get up from those knocks lately, because sometimes you just feel like, well, you know. What's the point? Not the fact of going on literally, but of what's the point of trying with these people? Do you understand that, my darling? You need uplifting. Yes, I know you do, my darling. You do need a lot of upliftment. Now, this gentleman has also brought in a lady. So is your mum in spirit as well, my sweet? Can I ask you, is your mum in spirit as well, darling? So if you can let me know if your mum's in spirit, sweet. Because he's brought along this lady. Okay, and I do feel this would be mum. Do you understand this lady being mum in spirit, please? Thank you, because he's brought her along. It's almost as if, although you didn't know him, he's giving you that upliftment, but he's brought mum in as well. Now, mum just wants you to know that she's okay, and she's you know that she's okay, but she's a bit of a worrier about where you're concerned. Excuse me. And she just wants you to know that everything that you're dealing with at the moment, even though it feels as if it's a complete knock all the time, it is. These last few knocks are going to be the last few, okay? Because it seems as if it's been one thing after another, okay? Mum just wants you to know that these things are going to sort themselves out very soon. And I do feel she's given me April, but I do not predict, my darling. Okay, she's given me April. That could be a birthday, or it could be that these problems are going to end in April. But again, I don't predict. This is the month that your mum has given me. Okay. Okay. She's also given me the number 28. 28. So whether that's the 28th of the month, or whether it is the 2nd of August or the 8th of February, my darling, okay? So she's given me number 20, oh, number 28, Dora, even. Okay, so number 28 she's given me, okay? But she's also given me September as well as being significant. September as well. But she also wants to give gold bell. So whether someone's celebrating their 50th birthday, or whether they're celebrating their 50th anniversary, or something around the number 50. Okay, because she just showed me these golden bells. So if you can take her birthday September, lovely. If you can take these golden bells, this as being 50, I'd be grateful as well, because you've given these bells, and when I saw the bells, just had your 50th. Yay! Good old mum, fantastic. Happy birthday for your 50th. So that's brilliant that she gave me these bells, and she put them in the shape of 50. Absolutely brilliant. So she was celebrating with you, my darling. It's such a big birthday, and it's a nice birthday to have family around, and just to let you know that both mum and dad were around you when you were celebrating as well. It was a bit of a bittersweet for you, because mum wasn't around this birthday, but she just wants you to know that although she wasn't in body, she was in spirit, my lovely. Okay. And that's what she really, really wanted to say to you. She wanted to say that happy birthday to you, and that things are going to work their way out. So I hope that helped you a little bit, my darling. Okay. Oh, bless you. Bless you, darling. Bless you, darling. I knew there was something else that wasn't quite he was feeling a little bit knocked with. I can't say that I have your twin here, my darling. If I did, I'd bring her through, but all I can see is your mum and dad. So when the time is right, she will come through. I've got absolutely no doubt at all. Okay. So please take mum and dad's love. Know that they're with you always. Lots of love from them both. And God bless. And I hope that evening was okay with you guys, because I am absolutely worn out now. I'm done. So if you're there to take over for a little while, thank you very much, Rob.
I'm here, Jackie. Yeah, thank you so much. What a wonderful evening. And I can understand you're worn out. That's a lot of work. Thank you. We've got Frank's cards, but we'll come back to you for the closing prayer shortly.
Lovely. Thank you.
Super. All right, friends. Oh, how lovely was that? Okay, guys, let's see what Frank's got for us this week. Every week, Frank draws 3 cards from his pack of animal cards. Obviously, not everyone can get a message because we don't have the time, unfortunately. But in this next clip, you'll see something for the week ahead. So just choose one of these cards. Let's see what Frank's got.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the rose quartz. And with that goes the card for the bluebird. This card is all about happiness, prosperity, success and fulfillment, and positive recognition for a job well done. It says everything is working perfectly now, and there is a return to more vibrant and healthier times. The joyful sun card is the perfect place for the bluebird to sing his happy song. The appearance of this card symbolises success that is either impending or has already been obtained. The bluebird can also indicate brilliant new ideas that should now be pursued. Bluebirds flit across the sky in an airborne dance of celebration. They represent joy in its purest form. And draw attention to all who see them. Likewise, your accomplishments may create a situation where you're more in the public eye now, or at the very least, you will start to gain the recognition and admiration of your peers and friends. The bluebird's presence serves as a reminder that life is a wonderful thing, and that with dedication and commitment, your dreams really can come true for you. And when we look at the card, we once more see our friend the butterfly, the perfect symbol of transformation, new times ahead of us and better times. Also on the card we have the sunflower, also a symbol of good times and happiness, and the bright sunshine coming through from behind them. I hope that's a very good card for somebody. I like that one. Our second crystal this evening is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the rose-breasted grosbeak. This card says there is a need to heal emotional wounds and allow sadness to fade with time, and seek comfort from others. Whether you are human or part of the animal kingdom, sadness is part of life. But don't go through the healing process alone. Reach out to those who love and care for you. Let them help. Let others who have experienced what you're going through offer their compassion, their wisdom, and the experience they have gained from the past. You may need to take a little time alone to be sad, and make sure you begin to work your way through the emotions very soon. You'll heal from this loss, and in doing so, be stronger than you've ever been before. This card also indicates a need for you to be there, maybe for someone else who is hurting. The rose-breasted grosbeak are beautiful birds with the red crest in the shape of a heart right in the middle of their chests. For this reason, they represent healing. Healing from heartbreak, healing from emotional pain. A reminder that time can heal all wounds, and that joy will come back into your life when the time is right. The grosbeak asks you to forgive and practice forgiveness to yourself and to others. Because until we release the past and that which has hurt us, we cannot move on to pastures new. I feel that is very good advice for someone listening tonight. Our third crystal this evening is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the Maine Coon kittens. This card says it's time to make a choice. It's time for a decision. Stop overthinking and start to listen and accept guidance. Decide what it is you want to do. The failure to do this is keeping you from moving forward on something that may be a very important issue. It may be that you are spending too much time thinking in your head, when in fact what you should be doing is listening to your heart. Maybe more research is needed, so get busy. Also set a time limit for how much longer you're going to wait before making your choice. Mancoons are beloved for their sweet, smart and adorable nature. They are also very big. Amongst their most adorable features are their ears and their paw. Do you need some advice to help make your decision that you're putting off? Do you need to do some legwork and collect the additional information you need? The Mancoons are also known for having water-repellent fur, and water symbolises emotion. Are you thinking too much about this decision when you should be listening to your feelings instead? On our card we see 7 Mancoons, all of various ages. The smaller ones need all our attention and all our help. So this card is telling you it is about setting priorities and deciding what order to do things in. And then we see the slightly older Mancoons. Now they are capable of looking after themselves and doing what they need without your help, but they still need you there as a guiding hand. And then we come to the more adult cats. Now these are the ones who think they are now all wise and know it all. But maybe they are like people around you, your friends, your family. And they've reached this stage. So now maybe the time has come to gently remind them that you're still there for them and you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom which you can impart. 3 very deep, meaningful cards there, I think, with a lot of advice and a lot of help for people. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Lovely. Thank you, Frank. Okay, friends, let's bring this service to a close with a closing prayer from Jackie, and then we'll play the closing Vesper. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. Great Spirit, Eternal Light, I'd like to thank my guides and my helpers for allowing me to work within their power for this short time. And I'd also like to thank our spirit friends and family for coming through. I'd also ask that Spirit put a ring of protection around each and every one of us who joined here this evening and the homes that we all represent until we all meet here again. Amen.
Well, it was a lovely evening with Jackie. I'd like to say a big thank you to our medium, Jackie Edwards, tonight for joining us. Thank you to our medium in church as well, Sonia Walton. You'd have seen Sonia opening in prayer for us earlier. Thank you to Frank for chairing in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading. And thank you again to Frank for the cards. Hope everyone has a lovely week ahead, and hopefully you can join us next Sunday again at 6:30. So see you then. Good night.